What's going on, guys and gals? Today we're going to take a quick look at a pen that I think is really, really cool. It's from my friend Jason over at Prometheus. Jason, thank you for sending this out for review. This is his new bamboo pen. If you're not familiar with Jason or Prometheus, started out as a flashlight company several years ago, making some really cool lights. He has since acquired or merged with 4.7s, which is another flashlight maker, a smaller flashlight maker, doing really great stuff. So he's going to be kind of taking that over. So you guys can expect some really amazing things from Jason and the 4.7s group. I don't know if they'll be released under 4.7s or under Prometheus, but either way, it's got some really cool stuff, and you can check that out over at darksucks.com, darksucks.com. But today we're going to be talking about pens. This is his bamboo pen. It's his second pen. The first one he released was the Alpha pen. I have one here that I've been carrying around for a couple of years now, 2, maybe 3 years. This one is in the tumbled or kind of blasted titanium finish. It's the rollerball version, takes the Mont Blanc refill only. Titanium clip that I anodized, this kind of purple bronze color. And then I swapped in one of his new copper finials, which is kind of fun. It didn't come with this, but I bought one of these. He sells these on his website. So we'll talk about all the customization options here in just a few minutes. First off, though, we're going to do a quick size comparison. Here's the pen against a Mont Blanc 146 and a Lamy 2000. And then also we'll do a TWSBI 580. So you can see a little bit of a small pen. Once you post it, though, I'll show you just next to the Lamy 2000, since it's a pretty popular pen. This pen screws to post, so if you look at it as compared to a Lamy 2000, they're actually, the Lamy 2000's got it beat by just a little bit, but it's pretty comparable in size. If you look at the TWSBI 580, it doesn't post. So it's the TWSBI 580 is actually a good bit smaller, albeit a good bit thicker, and then the Mont Blanc 146 is just going to dwarf this pen because it's a massive pen, so it's huge. And then you can look at it look at the 146 unposted; it's a good bit smaller. So I hope that helps as far as size comparison. A good size pen. I like the fact that it's a little bit compact when it's in your pocket or when it's capped, because you can carry it around in a pocket, and it's unobtrusive. The aluminum and titanium versions are very lightweight, so they're easy to carry around. So I think that's nice. I would go for aluminum or titanium over the copper or the brass pretty much any day. I don't like the way copper and brass makes my hands smell, so I tend to sort of shy away from them. All right, so we'll talk about sort of the aesthetic of this pen first. So as you can see, it is a bamboo shape, which I think is really cool. You get this kind of beautifully machined piece that is a nice sort of juxtaposition against the otherwise sort of organic feel or organic design, I guess, of bamboo. So you've got this sort of play on man-made and nature. And I think that's really cool. I think it's a bold design choice, and I think it's a lot of fun. So kudos to Jason for doing that. It's unique. It's unlike a lot of pens out there. There aren't a whole lot of bamboo-shaped pens. So I think that's really, really cool. Got a titanium clip. Mine has been anodized. I anodized it this sort of bronze color. And then I swapped in a blue finial. It comes with a color-matched finial to the body color or material match, I guess. So very fun, very cool. It screws to cap, and then it also screws to post on the back of the pen, which gives you a really secure writing experience, and I really like that. So looking at the pen overall, it's just a really fun design. It's really cool. He carried the bamboo on over to the grip section, which I think is cool, with these little kind of double gaps here all the way throughout, and then a really nice tapered sort of section. This uses the Bach, what would be the 060, I believe. This is a Kaweco nib that's in here. It just drops right in. You can buy these at a bunch of different places on the internet, so stubs and italics and calligraphy nibs and all kinds of stuff are available for it. If you don't like the standard offerings, you can get them in stainless steel and gold. Get a black coated ones, whatever you want to do. So you can go nuts, swap the nibs out, which makes it really nice. I love this pen. I think my biggest complaint, though, is the grip section. for the fountain pen. It's a little bit narrow for me. I tend to like a little bit thicker pens. So not really a bad design, just my personal preference. I wish it was a little bit thicker. And then because of the way this is shaped, my fingers want to rest sort of back here. The threads don't bother me at all. It's not offensive or abrasive in any way. But because my fingers want to rest back here, it's just a tiny little area. It's really narrow. And so for me, it's not super duper comfortable for really long writing sessions. But I've used it a lot, and I think it's a great pen. I just prefer something with a little more girth to it. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. Jason wanted to manufacture this pen to be basically interchangeable with the previous pen that he did that I showed earlier in the video. So he didn't want to change any of the dimensions. So he sort of made the grip section fit within the sort of the parameters of that overall design. The other thing is this pen only uses the Pelican Edelstein long cartridges. So I've got a couple here. I don't hate that. Pelican makes really great inks. They're safe for most pens. They tend to be pretty well behaved as far as fountain pen inks are concerned, and they come in a ton of colors. I've got a dark blue and then like a teal green here. There's a black, a red. I think there's some pinks and purples. Tons of different options. They come out with a different color every single year. You can snap these up. They're pretty cheap. If you don't like these inks, you can always get one empty out. I think it actually comes with one or two with the pen, so you can empty one out and refill it with a syringe. So not as convenient as a converter or being able to just pop in some other cartridge that you like, but it's a design choice that Jason made. He tends to stand behind his design choices, and I really appreciate that about Jason. His rollerball version, which I actually have a grip section here, you can buy these grip sections separately, so you can have both or one or the other, whatever you want to do. They only take the Mont Blanc threaded refills. This one's a fine liner. They also make a rollerball. Again, Jason really likes that refill and built a pen kind of around it, and he makes no apologies for that. He sticks behind, he stands behind his design choices. And so, I think there's something to be said for that, especially in this day and age. He's doing design that he thinks is important and that he thinks is beautiful and great, and he's sort of doing what he wants to do, and I think that's a pretty cool thing to do. So, all in all, I think this is a really cool pen. I think it's a cool statement piece. Every time I pull it out at work or at a pen show or when I'm around friends, people want to see it. They want to know about it. They want to talk about it. It's a neat pen. Comes in a bunch of different materials, and you can swap in those finials and grip sections and different things. Lots of nib choices, and the Pelican ink I think is a great ink. So no quibbles there. I know some people are going to kind of balk at that sort of look at that as a constraint versus Jason looking at it as sort of a design choice. So a really cool aesthetic, a really cool pen from a really cool guy. Thank you, Jason, for sending this out for review. I love it. It's been a great pen, and I've enjoyed it. So look forward to future releases. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below. I'll be glad to address them as I'm able. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.